Karim Khan, the ICC prosecutor, was going to essentially apply to ICC judges for these warrants for war crimes against Netanyahu and Gallant, and then from Hamas, Sinwar, and two other Hamas officials. The idea that now France, Belgium, and Slovenia have come out in support of this, and as far as I can tell, only the United States is the only country that has come actively out against support of this. Germany apparently just added its support for the ICC, but not necessarily these warrants. But this is a big deal. Here is Israeli journalist and author Gideon Levy offering his opinion on this warrant announcement.
Going forward, Israel is not a signatory of the Rome Statute. You've heard from U.S. leaders writing a letter, actually, pressuring the ICC. So we're still in the early phases. There is a request for arrest warrants. They haven't been issued yet. Do you think they are going to be issued, and can they be enforced?
I don't know if they can be enforced, but you cannot underestimate the effects. The fact that an Israeli prime minister will or might become wanted in all kinds of corners of the world and will be prevented of traveling must have an effect. It's unprecedented. It was never the case, for sure not in a country which is supposed to be a democracy, which considers itself as a democracy. And you have to see the overall picture. It's not one case. It's an overall picture in which the world, the entire world, more and more so, more loudly and more clearly tells Israel, enough is enough. We had enough with you.
I think this is going to have also, I would imagine, a significant impact on the Israeli population, where they begin to wonder, wait, why is this happening? My understanding is there's a couple 100,000 people who have been protesting over the past weekend, calling for both a deal to bring home the hostages and increasingly to end the war. I would imagine that's going to add fuel to that fire. Here is Karim Khan on with CNN's Christian Amanpour with some stories about how certain top leaders perceive the ICC.
Lindsey Graham is who people suspect.
To distinguished members on the Hill and to the administration that Rome Statute values are quintessential American values. It's against bullying. It's against the untrammeled power against the most vulnerable. It's the rights and the dignity of the individual. It's the protection of babies. I mean, these are fundamental American values that should engender bipartisan support. Now, of course, this situation, unfortunately, lies on the San Andreas fault of international politics and strategic interests. And of course, I've had some elected leaders speak to me and be very blunt. This court is built for Africa and for thugs like Putin, was what one senior leader told me. We don't view it like that. This court is the legacy of Nuremberg. This court is a sad indictment of humanity. This court should be the triumph of law over power and brute force. Grab what you can, take what you want, do what you will, and we're going to simply be we're not going to be dissuaded by threats or any other activities, because in the end we have to fulfill our responsibilities as prosecutors, as the men and women of the office, as judges, as the registry, to something bigger than ourselves, which is the fidelity to justice. And we're not going to be swayed by the different types of threats, some of which are public and some maybe are not.
You mentioned impressive stuff, and it makes you understand why, when he was appointed in 2021, as reported by the Times of Israel, hat tip, of course, to Atrios at the blog Eschaton, UK's Karim Khan elected the next ICC prosecutor will replace controversial Ben Suda, who was the previous ICC chief prosecutor. This is back in 2021. And the subtitle in this Times of Israel headline, said to be Israel's preferred candidate.
Whoops.
British lawyer will likely decide whether to move ahead with planned probe of alleged Israeli Hamas war crimes. That's back in 2021, which I don't really understand, because I thought this all started October 7th in 2023, but I guess not. Anyways, the point being that very hard to now come out and criticize Karim Khan with all of this contemporaneous reporting in 2021 that he was Israel's guy.
Well, Biden will try.
Bibi called him one of the great anti-Semites in history because of what happened.
I mean, it's continuing to fall on deaf ears, but you see, I guess, how the United States views these international bodies like the ICC or the ICJ that were supposedly founded in the wake of World War II to prevent the genocide that we saw in the Holocaust and the Shoah. And what has been like implicit in the fact, because the United States and other Western powers help construct these, is that it applies to everybody else and to state actors that we don't like, but not to us. And it's so refreshing to see that, like, basically be rebuked in such a public way.
Aired in public. Let the world hear that. Like,
Yeah.
that is a huge thing. Like, the way that's going to be met around the world, that was explicitly told to Karim Khan that this is meant for Africa, I think can't be underestimated.
Yeah, I mean, I think from his perspective, he's just got his job to do, and I think even the idea that he would have revealed that, I think, was pretty significant. Frankly, he's got a job to do. He doesn't want to get sidelined by getting into a pissing match with Lindsey Graham. That was just his way of saying, "This is what they're saying to me, and I'm not afraid to articulate it." And don't. You're done.
Hey, hit Lindsey Graham with obstruction charges.
I wonder if that would actually be awesome.
Be great.
Yeah.
Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.